Hello everyone, SwankyBox here, and welcome back to HorrorScoped. Poppy Playtime's second chapter trailer just dropped, and it gave us a deep look into what we can expect with the second installment. Let's do a quick reaction and breakdown, shall we? Okay, so here's chapter 2. It's official trailer. Is that the Huggy Wuggy doll? No, wait, hold on. I thought that was a full-size Huggy Wuggy doll, but it looks like it's smaller. And there's some creepy hand grabbing it. He janked off the camera.
Terrible things have happened.
Ooh. Oh no. Is it gonna be a train ride?
You are perfect.
Oh, interesting. Very tall passages. Ooh, a green hand. Okay. Is that an elevator? Okay, you can use the hand to grapple now. Interesting. And we have another Huggy Wuggy. Okay, so the green hand. Okay, it powers stuff. Oh, what is that? Was that a flower up there? And again, the Huggy Wuggy doll getting taken away. Whoa, what was that? Oh my gosh. Holy crap, there's multiple Huggy Wuggies. Oh geez. Okay, wait. Oh gosh. Oh, she's like made of balloons. Is there a subtitle? Fly in a web. Okay, that gives us quite a lot of new information. Let's break it down. Starting off, we knew that there would have to be some sort of significance with the itsy bitsy spider nursery rhyme that was used in the teaser trailer. They could have honestly used any copyright-free nursery rhyme for that section. But now knowing what we saw in the second chapter trailer, it kinda makes sense. This trailer opens up with Huggy Wuggy getting dragged away by a hand. At first I was thinking this could have been where Huggy Wuggy fell after we knocked him off the ledge. But this Huggy Wuggy appears to be undamaged. The hand and floor tiles would also have to be huge for this to be the case. But we can later see this is indeed a doll. However, this hand isn't ours, and it hints at the foe that we will eventually encounter later. The next scene we see involves a train, and not a toy train. Well, I guess it's still a toy train, but it's full scale. Totally gives me Toy Time Galaxy vibes from Super Mario Galaxy. Seeing this, I think we can probably assume our player will have to get this train moving. We might have to get inside of it at some point, which would be pretty awesome. I'm not sure if being inside the train would make me feel safe from outside threats, or make me feel trapped due to what is lurking in the dark. Imagine hearing a monster shuffling on the top side while you were inside. That would be terrifying. Now this next shot in the trailer, I honestly think is more important than people give it credit for. I think there's a reason the player is looking up, and it isn't just to check out the ceiling. It's probably because the antagonist in this chapter can reside up there. Skipping ahead in the trailer, we can see our foe is just as nimble as we are. With the ability to grab and retract to locations with their hands, that means they could hide anywhere. I mean, if my own horror creation Cable Crow was in an environment like this, you for sure better be checking the ceilings. A foe that can suspend itself in the air is very dangerous, and it means the player has to spend their time checking the area above them and not just the floor. In the next shot, we see the player has somehow lost the red hand, and I say lost specifically because it seems strange to remove your red hand on purpose before discovering a different hand. Did we have to sacrifice it for a puzzle? Did a Poppy Playtime monstrosity take it from us? It's hard to tell. The next shot in the trailer shows a bright room, with what appears to be tons of windows. We don't know if beyond these windows is the outside, or if it's simply a large interior space in the factory. Judging by the bridge going over to it, it's very likely this could be an elevator too. Perhaps a way to access the caves and tunnels beneath Playtime Co. Following this, we can see that the blue hand also offers a grappling ability. The player can use this to traverse vertical areas rather quickly. On top of this, later on we can see that they can also use the blue hand to swing across areas too. The green hand has the ability to store power as well, as we can see in the next shot. And judging by the color coding on the following clip, it looks like there may eventually be a yellow hand as well. However, remember what I said about checking the ceilings? It looks like a flower toy may be a secondary antagonist of some kind. Maybe not, but it's hanging from the ceiling all the same. Keep in mind, flowers are going to probably be a huge part of this game. It's called Poppy Playtime for a reason. We've seen flowers in the original videos, and we see a flower again in the foreground of the trailer's next shot. It's possible that the flower toys could be minor antagonists, but it's hard to tell at this point. Throughout the trailer, we can see the Huggy Wuggy toy or toys are being pulled away by the Chapter 2 antagonist, or who we assume is the antagonist. But we can also see yet another foe, hidden in the darkness of the room with a snap-together playfloor. Brightening up the footage reveals that there's a blue caterpillar-like enemy in the background. The footage cuts away really fast, but we can see it is actually coming after us just by the few frames that linger. It's dropping out of the ceiling, and we can see its tail is very long. It appears to be a new kind of chaser enemy that prevents you from going back to where you were. However, it's this next shot that really tells us a ton, because besides Huggy Wuggy and Kissy Missy, it appears there are more creatures just like them lingering within the factory. In a room filled with holes, we can see tons of different Huggy Wuggy monsters climbing out. Brightening up the footage helps us see that there are yellowish-green ones, and the player must treat this room like a game of whack-a-mole as they push the monsters back into their holes. I imagine this room will be a time challenge of some kind. The player must endure this onslaught until a door opens, and lets them get to safety. Following this, we can see the player within a cave system that is more than likely right beneath the facility. Perhaps the elevator leads us here, but we can see in the grappling shot that these caves connect with service tunnels for the factory. The trailer then ends with the final Huggy Wuggy doll being dragged into the darkness, and then we see the new major antagonist for Chapter 2. It's almost like a blow-up balloon animal doll, but we can see this pink figure has the ability to climb through the pipework in the factory to reach the player. So, through everything we've seen, it's quite possible that this enemy will be hunting us down throughout our entire adventure in Chapter 2. As the chapter subtitles implies, we are indeed a fly in their web. But is this the new antagonist web or Poppy's? There's one last detail we need to talk about, and that's what this character is telling us. Their full dialogue reads as follows. Terrible things have happened. Where do I even begin? You are perfect. Too perfect to lose. You're in grave danger. She's watching your every move, so you better be careful. Mommy doesn't like guests. Oh, a new playmate. It's been too long. First off, terrible things have happened. This entity sounds like they remember what happened to them, further solidifying that perhaps at one point they were an employee of Poppy Playtime, or perhaps an orphan, another subject of a different experiment. But the way they describe us and how we're in grave danger hints that there's a foe greater than them. This is possibly hinting at Poppy, unless Mommy is an entirely different character altogether. Their dialogue implies that our character is possibly a perfect specimen of an experiment, or it's because we're the only normal living humans still around, which makes us perfect for another experiment. Either way, we learn more about our character's importance than we knew from Chapter 1, its various hints and death messages. But overall, what did you think of Chapter 2's trailer? Have any theories of your own? Share them in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see more Poppy Playtime videos. I've broken the game a ton and have some Chapter 1 theories, so I hope you enjoy. Cheers!